We are at the Roadkill Cafe. We're gonna go in and talk to Debbie, maybe Bruce. I mean, look at this place. I'm having fun, I'm learning a lot today.
Yeah, I mean, we just got done with Myrna, and the Delgadillo family has such a rich history here in Seligman. But this is another family, it's the Popes. Debbie is the daughter of Jim and Jean, and we're gonna hear how they came through here. They stopped and stayed in Orange County. They loved this town so much, they had to get back. They ended up buying some property here. They got the Roadkill Cafe. It was originally the OK Saloon.
Wow.
And made the cafe, got the hotel down the street. We're gonna hear some great history, man.
And one great thing to find when you're on these places is you find the families that own these businesses and they have generations behind them. It just gives you, they have a passion for Route 66 like we do. So you can feel it and see it and enjoy it.
Well, and it's a passion for America. Because
Yes.
this is an iconic road in America's history.
Absolutely.
So let's go talk with them.
Route 66.
Boom.
Yeah.
Why am I always getting the door for you?
Because you're a good man.
Okay, whatever.
I am Debbie Mejia. I am part of the Pope family, which is Pope Enterprises. We're in the Roadkill Cafe, which is one of my family's businesses. We have the historic Route 66 motel, very famous on Route 66, with our sign. People love taking pictures by that. We have the general store, which provides a lot of hardware and not just souvenirs for Route 66 travelers, it's for our town. We have a shop that we run tow trucks out of. We're on I-40, there's nothing between here and Kingman for 75 miles or Flagstaff, so we have a lot of travelers that have unfortunate luck, and we go drag them in, make them stay in our hotel, and make them eat at our restaurant. In '63, we came from Massachusetts to California, traveling Route 66. It was the only way to travel, not realizing that we stayed in this town, which my mother kept a log of everywhere we traveled. And we stayed at the motel we bought 20 years later. And when we got to California, Dad brought all of us to California because my sister was older. She was gonna meet a boy. She was gonna stay in Massachusetts, and Dad wanted his family together. So he got us all there, and once we graduated high school, he gave us catering trucks, the big catering trucks, the food trucks you'd cook on. They weren't those fancy dancy specialty trucks at that time. They were a little bit of everything. We all did that. We had those catering trucks, stayed in that family business. When it came the early 80s, it was getting competitive. My dad decided that we should venture out and look at something else, sell those as a fleet. We found this property, this stretch of property in the register, the Orange County Register. And when we came to look at it, it was tiny buildings. Their store was very small. This was just a little saloon. It was all cowboys and railroaders. We had pool tables in here, shuffleboard. We had tournaments with the Black Cat Bar in town. It was like just a big neighborhood. The trains stopped here in our small town from Needles to Winslow. They made that a halfway point. So the guys would stay here that are from Needles waiting to grab a train to go back to Needles. You know, so we got to know them. We got to know their families and stuff, you know, and it was really nice at that time. Like I said, it was totally different. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is the way of life in a small town, 2 lanes, is, you know, the kind of life that I'm really happy my family chose to do, and we stuck together doing it. We're in our 3rd generation. Actually, we got our 4th in the building right now. She's wrapped up in a blanket. She's only 2 weeks old, but when we got here, we were very welcomed. Very welcomed. We were those California people for many, many years, you know, before we were true Seligmanites. But we were very welcomed, and we were lucky enough to keep a bartender in this building that knew the layout, knew different things. We had a store clerk that stayed with us, and we had a lady that ran the motel that stayed with us and showed us how to do it. We were into restaurants, food things. Oh, I was 23 years old. I had 2 little kids. My dad's like, you're gonna bartend. My sister's gonna run the motel. My brother's running tow trucks, you know. I mean, it was just, you know, my mom ran the store, and it just was like the family was everywhere.
My name's Bruce Mejia. I was born and raised in Ash Fork, Arizona, just 25 miles down the road. And I went to work for ADOT, Arizona Department of Transportation, on a survey crew. And we did a lot of the surveying on Interstate 40 Did a lot of the bridges. Matter of fact, probably 80% of the bridges we surveyed on and stuff. Then I transferred into maintenance, and at that time, 66 was a main line still from Seligman west to Kingman. And I worked on that part of the road for 34 years, you know, just loved life. When I was a young kid over there in Ash Fork, to cross a street, you had to really wait. But when I came over here to Seligman and we opened up I-40, you could lay out in the middle of the street and not have a car come by in 10 minutes. And it was good. It was good as a kid. And of course, I grew up on 66. My dad had a gas station right there in Ash Fork, right on 66. But I didn't realize what 66 meant.
We came to Seligman, my family came here about the businesses in 1973, 83, I'm sorry. In 78, we didn't know the traffic that was on that highway that we have our businesses on. We just relied on the highway traffic from Las Vegas going to the Grand Canyon. We had a lot of different movie stars and things. If you look at the rooms on our motel, we have everybody that stayed there. Burl Ives was one of my favorite. He went to my mom and dad's for breakfast, him and his wife, you know, and just meeting people like that, and that's kind of kept us alive with a lot of hunting up here. A lot of hunting in northern Arizona. We were on a hunting channel, and once that happened, everybody wants to hunt up here. So that kept us alive, but it wasn't enough, and town was dying. Maine people got together that was already on a chamber, that were small towns, the same people are on the same committees. They all got together, my parents included. Lilo across the street, her and her husband Pat, the Louise Brown that had the copper card, the Degadillo family. Well, it was Angel and his wife at that time. The girls came in later, just like myself. You know, it was our parents. It was that other generation that seen that something had to be done for us to keep going so we can have what we have. We still have generations going on. Degadillo family has generations going on. Johnson family. The things our kids do, we could never do. You know, time has changed and they keep things going. So mom and dad, we love what they've done for us. You know, by keeping their family together, they had a legacy that is going on into a fourth generation right now, and I'm sure many, many more. Our menu and our name is just the best. The menu came about with the quirky little names through my brother Bill and my sister-in-law Janet with help from their kids. So they did these funny names, but sitting at the table was my dad and a friend of his, Ron, and he drew our buzzer. He drew that buzzer, and when I saw that, I thought, that's it. We got to keep that. Everybody's going to love it. And we already had the great name of the Roadkill. Quirky names are Toad Off the Road, Caddy Grilled Patty, the Heart Attack Jack, Beep Beep Your, and then it has just some different little things. Swirl a Squirrel. The kids came in with their little names for the Bambi burgers and different things, but everything had to be based on something to do with roadkill, you know. And then of course we have our specialty elk burgers and our specialty buffalo burgers. Summertime we try to get rattlesnake in, you know, people want that, you know, they see all these mounts and they're fascinated with it and they want to try that different kind of food.
Some of them have even come in that they've hit something out on the road.
And brought it
hey,
to us.
Can you guys cook this up for us?
Well,
you know, the health department wouldn't really
like
like that.
They say, well, of course we'd all jump out there and start taking pictures and stuff, you know. It was a family effort, you know. Got to give a lot of credit to them. Their future for Route 66, it will never die. With the people that are so passionate about it, and their kids growing up being just as passionate about it, whether you're a business owner or you just live here, it'll just get better.
Wasn't that great to learn about the history from Debbie and Bruce about this place?
It's always great. I mean, meeting people and learning about what's going on. I mean, we are shaking hands with America, and we're gaining new friends always.
Well, and I love how they talk about both Myrna this morning and Debbie about the America on Route 66. I mean, it's amazing, and the history is here, and you got to come see this stuff. But they've got great food. We had some dinner here last night. What did we get here on the salad?
Hit in a ditch salad. So
and you got one of those as well?
yeah, hitting the ditch. I'm trying to get Galen to share this with me, and we got this cordon bleu chicken soup.
Well, we asked, what the soup of the day was. They've got a really good chili here as well. But
Oh.
we asked for a sample of the soup. We ended up with a bowl of it.
It's
Chicken
really-
cordon bleu.
Really good.
It's
really
amazing.
good.
It's perfect. So let's get to eating.
And we have a lot of exploring to do after lunch.
We do, and we're going to have a great few days. Just beginning today.